The night is a shield. You think your home is safe. Your walls are strong. Your locks are secure. You trust your dog. Their barks, their instincts, they are your first line of defense. But what if their barks are not a warning for you, but a warning to you? A warning to stay inside, to hide. And the most important rule, the one that keeps you alive. If your dog barks at night, do not open the door, because what's on the other side? It's looking for you. I live in a quiet suburban neighborhood. My dog, Leo, is a golden retriever, and he's usually quiet. Last night, around midnight, I heard a sound from the neighborhood watch text chain. It was just a single word: silence. A few moments later, all the neighbors' porch lights went out. One by one. It was a silent, coordinated message. I looked at Leo, and he was staring at the front door, growling. He wasn't barking, but whimpering. A terrified sound. I checked my phone. The front porch camera was live. The porch was empty, but the audio picked up a faint scratching sound, like long nails on wood. A soft, chilling giggle followed, and then an anonymous text appeared on my screen. He's not barking at nothing. And they know. Be quiet. I looked at Leo again. He was no longer looking at the front door. His head was tilted, and his tail was wagging. Slowly, mechanically. I stood in the dark living room, my phone shaking in my hand. The text. It was a terrifying warning from someone who knew what was happening. I had to know who sent it. I looked at the number. It was local, but the rest was gibberish. I knew it was from a neighbor, but which one? My heart was pounding. I had to get outside. I had to see if there was anyone there. I grabbed the doorknob. It was cold, colder than it should have been. Leo let out a low growl, a plea, his eyes begging me not to go. But I ignored him. I slowly unlocked the deadbolt. The click of the lock was deafening. I looked at my camera feeds on my phone. They were all black. They had all gone out. All the cameras on all the porches. I was blind. I heard a faint, soft whisper from the speaker on my phone. It was a distorted, static-filled message. Don't go outside. The voice, it sounded like my neighbor, Mr. Harrison, the old man across the street. I looked at his house. It was the only one that was completely dark. Just an empty black silhouette against the night sky. I backed away from the door, a chill running up my spine, and then I heard a sound from the camera feed. Not the whisper, but a new sound. It was the sound of my back door handle, slowly turning. The sound of the doorknob turning stopped. The house was silent again, a chilling, suffocating silence. My phone slipped from my hand. I didn't dare turn around. I could hear Leo's soft whimpering. He wasn't barking anymore. He was just there, waiting. I heard a new sound, a quiet, rhythmic tapping from the kitchen. Tap, tap, tap. It was a slow, deliberate sound. A fingertip tapping on a kitchen counter. I knew it was there. It was in the kitchen. Leo let out another whimper. It was a miserable, broken sound. I looked at him. He was no longer looking at the front door. He was looking at me. His eyes were wide with a horrifying kind of sadness. His tail was wagging. A slow, mechanical wag, as if it was being pulled by an invisible string. And then I heard a whisper. It came from the air vent above me. Don't open the door. I turned and ran to the back door, the one with the handle that had turned. It was locked. I tried to open it, but the lock wouldn't budge. I ran to the back window. It was also locked, and then I saw it. A faint outline on the glass. A handprint. But it was not a hand. It was long. Too long. with 3 fingers and no thumb. The rhythmic tapping. It was in the hallway now, getting closer. I hid in the pantry. I closed the door. It was completely dark. The air was cold. The only sound was my own breathing. And then, I heard it. A quiet, clicking sound. The sound of the doorknob on the pantry door, slowly turning. The doorknob turned. The door to the pantry slowly opened, but the room wasn't dark anymore. It was lit by a faint red glow, a light from the house itself. The light was coming from the hallway, and the sound, the rhythmic tapping, it was right outside the pantry door, and I saw it. A long, thin shadow on the floor. It was a silhouette of a hand with 3 fingers and no thumb. I covered my mouth, but I couldn't stop myself from letting out a silent whimper. The faint red light from the hallway was getting brighter. And then I heard the audio from the camera feed again. It had come back. But it wasn't a live feed. It was a recorded message. A message from my neighbors. A chorus of whispers. I heard Mrs. Gable's voice, Mr. Harrison's voice, all the neighbors, whispering a single word over and over again. It's for you. It's for you. It's for you. And then I understood. They weren't hiding from the thing outside. They were appeasing it. They were giving it someone, a sacrifice. And tonight, it was me. The thing was not a random evil. It was a recurring presence that demanded a tribute. The barking was a signal. My dog was not barking at it. He was barking for it. He was saying it's here. I found it. It's inside. The doorknob on the pantry door was now a deep, humming red. The door, it wasn't a door. It was just a thin wooden screen. And from the other side, I could see 2 small, bright points of light. They were too high to be a person's eyes. They were on the ceiling. I looked at Leo, my brave, loyal dog. He was sitting in the hallway. His tail was wagging. His eyes were wide. He was looking at the thing on the ceiling, not with terror, but with a horrifying sense of reverence. He had a small collar on his neck. A small black box was attached to it. A recording device. He had recorded everything. He was a part of the ritual, the sacrifice, the warning, and the thing. It giggled. It wasn't a soft giggle anymore. It was a sound that made my ears bleed. A sound of 1,000 voices laughing at once. My body went cold. The air in the pantry was thick. And then from the ceiling, from the thing itself, I heard a voice. A clear, soft voice. My own voice. I tried to warn you. Don't open the door. You let it in. I looked at the light. The humming red. It was no longer outside. It was inside. And then a cold, invisible touch on my cheek. And the last thing I felt was a sudden, violent pull. A pull into the darkness. A sound of a door closing. And the final sound, a final giggle. From deep within my lungs. I am now a part of the thing. I am the giggle in the hallway, the scratching on the door, the voice on the security camera. I am the one who now waits. And I am the one who whispers to the dogs, a new sacrifice. And I am waiting for you to open the door.